For a long time, my career goal was to be a pop musician. That's what I wanted. And I really wanted to be that. And I would write all these songs and people kept saying, oh, that sounds like it should be in a musical. And to me, that was like, what are you talking about? This is rock and roll, you know? But I think I always had that in me. I was initially very offended, even though I loved musicals. I grew up, my mom played a lot of cast recordings, you know, when I was growing up, Camelot and South Pacific and Guys and Dolls, I remember, and then Pippin and, you know, as they came out. But so it was very much ingrained in me. And I was always sort of pulled to musical theater, but I have to say that it kind of went away for a while until my oldest daughter started getting really into musical theater in middle school and doing shows and all those sort of things. And it sort of brought that back alive in me. And it was thinking about, maybe I should write a musical. I wonder if Bubble Boy would make a good musical. And then I started to, you know, Song Spot and stuff like that. And then it's like, oh, I think it's better as a musical, you know, and that's what really started everything. And it was such a great experience that I said, I want to do more of this. And then I started to think about an idea that I've always loved is famous people when they were teenagers, you know, going back and telling that story. And I started to think about, oh, Jesus is a teenager. But I had really, really wanted to tell a story from with a female protagonist. And so I thought, well, what if a girl back then had a crush on Jesus? Like that's a fun story. And then I thought, well, of course it would be Mary Magdalene. And so I will almost just, once I have the idea, go write, usually it's the I Want song, you know, just to test to see if this is going to work out. So a lot of times I'll just get out my pad and I'll just start jotting down some stuff before I sit down at the piano, just a few little things, but it was probably concept, and then I sat down and I figured out a little progression. And for some reason in my head, I was just hearing it as 80s and 90s R&B, you know? So it was sort of like TLC Escape, you know, Pussycat Dolls, like in that mode. And I sat down and I wrote this song perfect. And then, and it felt like, okay, I think this is going to work.
Did you see that boy, the one who just walked by? I think I'm gonna love him till the day I die. When he stood up to them, I felt my knees go weak, and my heart exploded when he turned his other cheek. I know there's lots of boys out there, but have to say I doubt they're even worthy to latch his shoes. He's perfect. Other boys may be real head turners, bigger, stronger, and better earners, but he is the one that I choose. He's perfect. There's something about that boy, can't put my finger on. He's not your average Peter, James, or John. I never thought that I would fall for the boy next door, but every time he smiles, I love my neighbor more and more. I know there's lots of boys out there, but I have to say I doubt they're even worthy to latch his shoes. He's perfect. Other boys may be real head turners, bigger, stronger, and better earners, but he is the one that I choose. He's perfect. What would Jesus do if he knew how I felt? If he loved me too, I would probably melt. What would Jesus do? will be so sweet. The water's gonna taste like wine. I never dreamed I'd feel this way, but that was back before him. Now everything has changed, oh gosh, how I adore him. Oh, I know there's lots of boys out there, but have to say I doubt they're even worthy to latch his shoes. He's perfect. Other boys may be real head turners, bigger, stronger, and better earners, but he is the one that I choose. He's perfect. He's perfect for me. He's perfect.
So it was in that song that I realized, okay, maybe I have something. And then a crazy thing is I started just writing the songs.
Do you find that it's like sitting at the piano and playing a chord progression and the words sort of start to pop in, or is it lyrics first, or what's that?
It's concept first.
Yeah.
I had the title. I knew the song would be perfect, right? And I knew the concept was going to be, I'm going to make fun of the fact that like she thinks he's perfect. Well, he is, you know, but like literally, but she has no idea. So it's all playing with the stuff that we know that she doesn't, right? So I saw where the jokes would come from, but I also saw where the heart is going to come from. And like, that's almost all you need, right? And sort of a big idea. And kind of while I started working on the book, there was a point where I realized I shouldn't write the book, that I shouldn't do this all myself.
Just because it was too much work, or you kind of wanted to collaborate with someone?
Collaborate. I wanted a female perspective. And I love Bekah. She is a great person. She's a great writer.
Yeah. Her plays are fantastic. I mean, she's beautiful.
Yeah. And so the foundation was doing this MUSI-CAL, and they invited me to come present. I think I presented 4 songs from 8016, and I invited Bekah to come. And she came, and she said, as soon as she heard perfect, she had decided that she was in for sure.
What was the path from presenting 4 songs at MUSI-CAL to NAMT?
Yeah, we did a couple, we did a couple readings. One was just first act, and then, and then we did the concert version at Joe's Pub, which was mostly just the songs. But it really did help that like Bekah and I knew what the show was, and we knew what we wanted, what it needed to be.
Yeah. Actually, I do want to ask, what would you say is like one thing that in the process of writing these musicals, 8016, Bubble Boy, Schmigadoon, that that you've learned that you didn't expect you would learn like 20 years later in writing?
Finish things. Don't worry about how good it is. Finish it and then make it better. But like finishing stuff is 90% of success. And so many people get caught up and they never finish something because they want it to be perfect, or and there is no perfect ever. But if you can just get to the end, and then you can make it better, but also get to the end and then start the next one, and then get to the end of that and start the next one, because the more you do, the better you're going to get. And that's what I realized. I hadn't been following my own advice when it came to musicals, right? I had been kept on working on Bubble Boy, and then it's like, take your own advice. Okay, now write another one, and this one will be better. And then you'll write another one, and that one will be better. So
I love that. Wise words from Cinco Paul.
Wise words from Cinco Paul.
Live.
You're welcome.
Wow, Cinco, thank you so much for your time and for the video footage and the recordings. We're thrilled to be featuring you, and can't wait to share this with everybody.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm so excited to get this out there to everybody. Look forward to hearing what people think.
Yeah, great.